Okay, I'm going to talk to you about assignment 21 and your final exam. And since I have 3 sections of you, it's a little different when your due dates are, but if you scroll to the last week, you'll see for assignment 21 that you need to visit my language labs and click on the alarm clock. And the first thing you're going to do is watch the Pura Vida video. So let's pull that up. And this is just, okay, so if we pull it up, and we'll find out Pura Vida video. It's got captions with it, so you'll click on it. I'm going to pause this just for a second. You'll watch this video. It also tells you that after you've watched it, you complete SAM 5.3, SAM 5.4, SAM 5.5, and SAM 5.6. Okay, so what you might even want to do is look at those before you watch your video. So we scroll, here we go, SAM 5.3 would be the first one, so you might want to pull up, oops, I think I pulled up 5.4. But either way, you want to pull up each of these. It says match each character with his or her country of origin so that you know what you're listening for when you watch the video. So you know you've got to listen for each character's country of origin. You might even want to have them open at the same time. Like, for example, you might want to have that there and then have your Pura Vida video here. And you can watch your video while you have practice.
Hola, mi nombre es María Encarna Rodríguez.
Okay, and so it's got closed captioning, so you'll be able to pause it all along. So you can click, so you could watch the video one time through and do this activity. You could watch it one time through and do this activity. So it asks you, what do you think Marcela likes about Costa Rica? Hermes is Cuban. What is a possible statement about his family, etc.? So you can go through and do that also while watching the video. And again, we might want to pull each one up separately. You can pause the video, so maybe you get all the answers to one. You can pause the video and pull up another one. Okay, so that's the Pura Vida part of assignment 21. Okay, then also you've got to visit the e-text links to Perfiles y Mi Música. So if I go back out here, Perfiles y Mi Música. So you're going to want to, I'm waiting for it to come up. You're going to want to go through these pages, Perfiles. You're going to want to read this, Nombres, Apellidos y Apodos. And then you're going to want to read this one, Mi Música. And again, you might could have them open at the same time. So I might leave this page up, and it tells you, actually I'll stick it over here on this side. Okay, and it tells you back out here that after you read Perfiles y Mi Música, you complete SAM 228 and 229. So if I go back out here to SAM 228, I might want to have 228 pulled up at the same time as I have my page, and so you would, you know, read the questions and fill in the blanks based upon what you've read. You might have to have the other page up, the Perfiles. Okay. Or, you know, you can also click here on this textbook piece. And then the last thing that you have to do for assignment 21 is visit the e-text links to Nuestro Mundo Panoramas y Nuestro Mundo Páginas, and then you do SAM 257, 258, and 259. My advice is you might want to pull at each activity, and because this is something you can do over and over as many times as you need to, so you might want to pull the activities first before doing the reading, the activities first before doing the viewing. But I would also make sure you check out here. Don't just go straight to my language labs, because you know you want to watch Pura Vida before you do these activities. You want to read Perfiles y Mi Música before you do these activities, and you want to read Nuestro Mundo Panoramas y Nuestro Mundo Páginas before you do these activities. And if you just click through everything in my language labs, you'll be doing them out of sequence and you won't have the information that you need to do them correctly. Okay, so now let's go ahead and look at your test. So after you've done all those, you also have to do your test this week, which some of you are going to be doing in the classroom. You've only got one attempt. I've put 3 hours there because in the classroom we have, I think 2.5 hours to complete it. It shouldn't take you that long, but I went ahead and set it up that way. So La Familia de Catalina, this is a listening activity. A new student, Catalina, has just moved into the residence hall. Listen to the description of her and her family, and decide whether each statement is cierto or falso, or if the information is not given, select no se menciona. So read through those statements, then listen to the description of her and her family and decide whether the statements below are true, false, or not mentioned. We studied family in chapter 4, so Pablo was asked to write some sentences describing his family tree, but he can't remember all the vocabulary words. Help him complete the following sentences based on his family tree. So here's the family tree, and Jose Maria is la blank de Jorge. So you find Maria, Maria is what to Jorge, and you fill in the blank with the appropriate familial relationship from your vocabulary. And if an article is given, then you don't need to, like if there's already a the out there, you don't need to be filling in any articles, just the word, just brother, sister, etc. Okay, then this is vocabulary again. ¿Quién es la madre de tu madre? So you're going to say, I think, okay, here you're going to want to make it a complete sentence, like, ¿quién es la madre de tu madre? You're going to want to, if it says, like, ¿quién es el padre de tu padre? You would want to say, el padre, the father of my father, is my grandfather. So that's what you're doing here, is making a complete sentence saying that these people are, you're answering, I don't want to give too much away because I'd have to answer it to give too much away, but you just want to go through and say in a complete sentence who these people are, what familial relation, are they the grandmother, the grandfather, the aunt, the uncle, etc. Can you remember how all of the stem changing verbs change? This is something we are also going over in class. You pick the vocabulary word that best completes the sentence, and then you need to conjugate it correctly. Here's reading. Read about La Familia de Jose Muñoz and decide whether the statements are true, false, or not mentioned. Here, you're given a definition and decide whether the words below match it. En la librería de la universidad venden libros de texto. Where would that happen? I take it back. That's the wrong thing. Your roommate needs to write a paper for a composition class and finds that her writing is very repetitive. Show her how to identify the direct objects in a sentence so she can replace them with the pronouns. So all you're doing is finding the direct object. And that's when you ask yourself, what? You find the verb and you ask yourself what? The verb is to sell, so what is being sold? What is being listened to? Who's being called? So it's the what or the who of the verb. And here you're actually going to rewrite the sentence. Instead of saying like Jorge has Pilar's book bag, you're going to say Jorge has it. So you're just plugging in the its and thems. And then here you're deciding whether you need a personal or not. If you need it, you write if you don't, put an X. Here is just vocabulary. Fill in the blank with the correct vocabulary words. You don't need to change them. Here you pick the verbs in parentheses, and then you conjugate them correctly. Here's vocabulary. You don't need to do anything to these words other than decide where they go, and then that's your entire test.